Hi, I'm Rick Harsch. This is my master class in fiction. Um, you can skip this in 3 days. What I'm going to talk to you about today, to start with, is how to write. And how you do write is with a pen. You don't use a pencil because a pencil is not assertive enough. It's a tepid instrument. Now, I know how it looks when it's first sharpened, and that's one of the other reasons you don't use a pencil. Because all of us, when we were kids, wanted to put out someone's eye with a pencil. It's just a natural thing. You're a kid, you got a lot in your head, and much of it involves spearing someone like a teacher in the eye, And I've worked as a teacher, I've been amongst teachers, and probably I never wanted so much to stick a pencil in an eye as when I was a teacher. Not at the university level, but when I was teaching high school here in Slovenia, there were about 7 different people I wanted to, just the way they treated kids. It's awful. One of them lives near here, and I may yet get him. But I don't want the trouble, so I don't keep pencils around. And I didn't mean to go into this so much, but this is take 3 because I've been botching every one, not with what I say, because I don't give a shit what I say, but because of me mishandling this instrument, which is a cell phone that does videos, which is already too much for my mind. Now I'm looking around for here they are. Okay, the first 2 books, I'm doing this is a video about my press, Corona Samizdat. I need to introduce the latest book that I thought I would recap, do a kind of visual catalog. Here's the first book, Walk Like a Duck, a season of Little League Baseball in Italy. It's a kind of a diary of baseball. But at the same time, I printed and published The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas. And if you don't know anything about this, you should, because it's very highly regarded. I'm getting extraordinary reviews, and there is a great review on YouTube by Leaf's Chris Villa. It still needs to be published in the United States, and when it is, I will stop selling it here. But who knows when that's going to happen. That could have been the end. I borrowed money. I printed those books because the publisher I had in the United States was not ready to do it in concert with the Chris Villa video, and so it had to be done. I had to take it into my own hands, and so I worked with my Slovene publisher, who published many of my books in Slovene, including this one, which is Kramberger z Opico, or Kramberger with Monkey, and that's their logo. That could have been the end of it, but I could see that sort of something was creating itself. And me and David Vardaman both, David Vardaman's a good friend of mine and a great writer, we both liked pocketbooks, and we wanted to bring back the pocketbook, and I saw that this was the opportunity to do so. So we did so, and we published David Vardaman's An Angel of Sodom. And we also I wanted to especially, save the writers who might not be published if my former publisher utterly collapsed. And so I made the promise to George Salas and Bori Proper that I would print their books if they needed it. Turns out they didn't need it, but they went with it anyway. They're going to be published in the United States. I think George Salas already has. This is what his book looks like in the rest of the world. It's a €10 paperback, and I think you get a trade paperback in the United States. And Bori Proper's book is coming soon. In the meantime, I had time to save Skulls of Istria from the same publisher and print it in a pocket format. And while waiting for George Salas to get his book ready, or waiting for him to think the timing was right, I can't remember. Anyway, then we had even more time, so I rescued my Driftless trilogy. The first books I ever published. They were in France last I saw them, but then the French publisher went out of business, and so they were out of print for 15 years or something like that, and so now they're back in one volume, and then we published George Salas. Yeah, okay, and then next we're waiting for Jeff Bursey. Who's Jeff Bursey? Look him up. He's a Canadian writer who wrote verbatim, and I read it verbatim. And this is a book of skin-tight satire, by which I mean that all the characters who are satirized are not necessarily recognizable as satirized because we know the crazy. People are crazy all over. I mean, none of them are as crazy as Trump. That would be Rabelaisian satire. This is Bursian satire. And I won't tell you much more about it because I don't want to take up too much time, but he's one of he is our next writer, Unidentified Man at Left of Photo, which has a great cover like all our books do. In fact, look at this one, our June and the Good Snake, which we decided to publish because we had time and a little extra dough because Zero Gram Press was going to publish this, and I worked on editing it for them, and it ended up, things fell apart in ways that I am still uncertain about, although I think we're still on good terms, me and Zero Gram, but now I've published the book, and the secret is I've also published one book with a cobra and leather cover. The leather is under the cobra skin to sort of firm it up and so on, but it's a beautiful, beautiful book. Let me just open it here. See, there's my RickHarsch 1 first copy, and you have the very nice leather, done by a leather worker here in Isla, an expert, the last of the Isla leather workers. And okay, let's bring it right back to what do you do if you're not writing? Well, you read. What did I read lately? One of our next authors is W.D. Clark, and this book is a very interestingly bound and well bound, very heavy book of fat novellas. 2 novellas. What is a novella? I don't know, but one of these is really long, but excellent writing. I got it in the mail from the author. It's called White Mythology, which is the name for both. The 2 books are called Skinner Boxed and Love's Alchemy, and I thought they were terrific. And then, right when I was done, I got in the mail a book I ordered from a guy named Michael P. Daly, who writes on crime and history. He's from Chicago, I think. He lives in Chicago. But he wrote this book called Bobby Blue Jacket, The Tribe, the Trial, the Tulsa Underground. And it's 640 pages before you get to the notes. So it's 640 some pages. And a fantastic, multi-layered piece of writing. Things that you might never think you'd care to know about, prison systems in the United States and so on, the Shawnee Indians, and more. And then you have to decide. I don't know what you read next. I've got this old Burckhardt Civilization of Renaissance Italy, and the Fan Makers Inquisition by Ricky Duckernet, and please write and let me know if I've mispronounced her name, and that's the story. And now you're caught up on Corona Samizdat Press. If you want to know what it's like to be a miserable bastard alcoholic kind of guy who'd stick a pen in someone's eye, That's me. But I'm better. I'm better. I swear I'm better. I'm really better. There's a pencil in there. There's a pencil in here. No pencils in. I don't know.